Hi, it's Sarah Gibson Tuttle, the founder of Olive and June. Can I tell you the one thing that always makes my day better? A fresh manicure. But here's the thing, who has the time or budget to go to the nail salon every week? That's why we created the Olive and June Gel Mani System. It gives you that same glossy, long-lasting mani you get at a salon for so much less. It comes with everything you need, a pro-level LED lamp, salon-grade tools, our damage-free gel polish that lasts up to 21 days. Just prep, paint, cure, and you're good to go. And the best part, it's so easy and super affordable. So skip that $80 salon appointment. Get that salon quality look at home on your schedule. Head to oliveandjune.com/ManiMagic20 and use code ManiMagic20 for 20% off your first gel system. That's oliveandjune.com/ManiMagic20, code ManiMagic20 for 20% off your first gel mani system.
This episode brought to you by the following patrons: Heather, Min, Jason, Madeline, Alyssa, Laura, Jeremy with the laser eyes, Allie, Kristen, and Tia. And all the patrons want you to know you're loved, you're listened to, and you're a valuable member of this awesome Horror Virgin community. And if you want to hang out with us, do us in the Facebook group where we'll be hanging out daily.
If they didn't call the sequel to this Gobble Trouble, then I don't know what to do.
I'm terrified they may have actually... Did they actually make a sequel?
Oh, yeah, they did. In fact, it's called Thankskilling, the sequel.
Oh, my God.
Thank you for tuning into Horror Virgin on Paige.
And I'm your Horror Virgin Todd, which means I don't like scary movies, but you guys make me watch them. But this week, Paige decided to make us watch...
It wasn't me. It wasn't me.
It was totally you, Paige.
It was you because the group asked.
I don't think that that's fair to be. Honestly, we should be blaming Triumph the Insult Comic Dog because he invented the trope that we had to watch in this movie, that movie being Thankskilling. So, Paige, and you're right, the listeners have been asking us to do this for quite some time.
Yes.
And I get it. I understand why they wanted us to see this, because I really do think they're saying, guys, look, literally anybody can make a movie. Why haven't we seen Paige's vampire smut movie yet?
I mean...
all it takes is a VHS camera and a dream, apparently.
I mean, look, what you really want to see is my pilot. And I'll get there someday. I'll work on it.
Paige,
we'll figure it out.
That's the good one.
I know.
We'll save that for the budget. We're going to Kickstarter the vampire smut.
There you go. There you go.
So was this your first time with Thankskilling, Paige?
It was.
Same.
Yeah. I'm torn on this.
Tell me why, Natalie Imbruglia.
Yeah. I'm all out of patience with the puppet turkey.
Lying basted on the floor. I'm sorry, I can't help it.
Gravy-flavored condoms. Anyway, I was so torn that it led me down a rabbit hole of research because as a professional funny person who, before people paid me to be a funny person, definitely filmed things with other funny people.
Yeah.
I felt like I had a feeling in my bones of what happened here, which was a group of friends, some funnier than others, decided to make a movie. And it was 2007 when they filmed this, and you can tell.
Aggressively, it's 2007. Puka shell necklace and all.
Right. B, there are some parts of this movie and some gags in this movie that make me laugh so hard I feel bad, because there's a whole bunch of the rest of this movie that is so painfully bad and wildly offensive, and I feel like the people who made this probably look back on it like, oh, some of this didn't hold up, right? But at the same time, there's some stuff that really fucking does hold up and makes me laugh. And it's kind of frustrating when movies happen that way, where like, I felt like there were too many cooks in the kitchen, and one cook in the kitchen was dedicated to only shock value humor, and then another cook in the kitchen was way more subtle and very funny. And unfortunately, you get a movie that is not good by any stretch, and I don't think it was intended to be, frankly. I think this was intended to be bad.
I definitely think that was the intent.
Yes.
Like, I will be ripping on it, but I do think the filmmakers, if they listened to this, would be like, exactly, man, you get it. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Because I do think that that's the lane they were going for, and I think they nailed it.
Yeah, and I feel like there's parts of this that, like, they go hard at a joke, and you're like, oh, no. But those really aren't the jokes that hold up. there are some jokes that are definitely intentional. They definitely did it on purpose that I was like squeal laughing in the kitchen. Like, for example, every fucking time the turkey talks to anybody, nobody seems to reference that it's a turkey or admit that they're talking to a talking turkey. They're just like, hey man, what's going on? And that cracked me up every time.
I think it's really funny too.
Oh.
The stare down he has with the sheriff, to me, I mean, it's not even really a stare down.
So funny.
He's just like hanging out with him.
Yeah, and he's like not gonna kill him.
Yeah.
And then he does.
That's an odd duck. I mean, I thought that whole thing was hilarious.
Hilarious.
My favorite part that I laughed out loud on was when they're like doing the looking for the book montage.
Yes.
And it probably takes 6 minutes to do the montage.
Yes.
And then they find it and they're like, oh my God, that took forever. And the girl goes, no, it was definitely just 5 minutes.
It was
like
5
they
minutes.
montage the amount of time that it took them to find it in reality. Like that to me, I laughed so hard. I was like, oh shit, that's like such like a meta joke that I love it.
That's the stuff in this movie that still holds up and still makes me laugh.
Yes.
That and things like Billy's goodbye death song. You could not rip that from this movie. I would prevent you from. It's the funniest thing in this movie. And then when Darren is like crying over him being dead for like 3 times longer
than they spoke in the movie. Paige, when he is like mourning his friend and that scene goes on so long, they do a flashback. That's a full ass song.
Yes.
Like,
I lost my mind.
so for me, it felt like I think you should leave sketch because like at
Yes,
first it was
100%.
funny and then it kept going on too long. And I got to the point where I was like embarrassed for the actors. You know, it was like that long. I was just like, oh, I'm completely out of this. I'm not buying the reality of the scene. And I feel bad for them because they had to do it themselves. And then it flashes back and we get the funniest song I've ever seen half sung.
Oh my God.
Like it was hilarious. Like, and there are so many moments like that, but there are also so many bad moments.
Yes.
And so many moments that like through the lens of 2025, we could have done better. I will admit it.
100%.
Paige, do you have this was the most offensive thing in the movie for you? Because I definitely have one.
I'm going to say the backstory of the monster was what. However, and this is why I was like, this is why I know there's too many cooks in the kitchen. By the way, looked it up, 5 different screenwriters. I was right. But
there are barely 5 people in the movie.
And none of the screenwriters are in the movie. I thought for sure I was going to look at the names of the screenwriters. It was going to be the people in the movie. And they just like improv their way through it. No, written. Okay. The backstory of the monster essentially boils down to the indigenous tribes that were present in the United States when the colonizers arrived, obviously were victims of a genocide. And because they were mad about it, they put a curse on a turkey to come back and kill the colonizers. That's what the story should be. The way they describe it uses very out-of-date nomenclature that is offensive, but then also a character interrupts and goes, but didn't we give them land and casinos? Wasn't that enough? And I was like so offended, but then it was like almost, but no. And that made me laugh way too, where I was like, if somebody understood how ridiculous this was, I just wish you had said it better. Like,
yeah.
Oh man, that's probably the most offensive for me.
Whoever wrote that line should have wrote the rest of the movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, and here's the thing, they did, because I think that's the person that like is writing that like when the turkey is wearing her dad's face and everyone's like, hey dad, and they just like
Paige, that was my most offensive part. I have friends who are face blind. Like they're not that bad. Like guys, it's not that level if you're face blind. You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
Like that's a fucking turkey, dog. Like that's a turkey wearing your dad's face sewn together.
But like a very tiny sewn together version of your dad's face. That made me laugh so hard.
She thinks that's the man that watched her mom change her diapers.
Right.
I just know he's a terrible husband because
100%.
She shit in his coffee.
He shit in his coffee.
Shit in his coffee. And at the end of that scene, Paige, he just goes to work. I would definitely brush my teeth after I drank coffee full of shit.
Okay, can I tell you the one that I hated initially and then came back around and got me?
Yes.
Was, okay, the JonBenet Ramsey joke, because she does it once and nobody reacts. And then she does it a second time and people are like, that's fucking hilarious. And I was like, did they reuse a joke? What the fuck?
They did reuse a joke.
And then he does it a third time and everyone's like, that's fucking offensive.
Yeah.
And I lost my mind laughing. I was like, this was intentional? Oh my God.
Yeah, of course it was intentional. I mean, but the second time they tap it, I wrote in my notes, they just double tapped the JonBenet Ramsey joke,
yes,
which is weird. Like, you don't normally see that in movies.
No.
So that's setting up a rule of threes. Like, they're definitely going to have another one of it.
Right.
And I just thought that she was going to say the joke again and it was going to go badly. Like, yeah, we know, or whatever. I loved the inversion of that where he says it and then suddenly it's offensive.
And gets it wrong, too.
Of course.
Here's what's so terrible. The beginning of this movie is so bad, so badly done, that when she did it a second time, I was like, did they just only have footage of this and they used it with her saying it a second time? So then when it came around a third time, I was like, God damn it, Thankskilling. You got me.
You got me. You did it, you sons of bitches.
You sons of bitches. I feel like the first act of this movie, if you can call it that, is not the greatest.
Yeah.
And then the middle and the end is where you really get into the good shit of like, oh, this is clearly a parody and they have chosen to parody it in this very wild abstraction, and it kind of gets better as it goes, although the F slur happens way more often as it goes. So it's like, it's tough. Your mileage may vary. I would not blame anyone for being like, I couldn't make it through, it was too offensive. I get it.
Yeah.
I 100% get it. Again, I'm sure the people that made this are like, oh, we could have not used that word, or whatever.
Yeah.
And the way that the movie talks about indigenous peoples is not great.
Right.
There's a lot that's not great and doesn't hold up. But boy, are there then weird things that do feel like, and I think you should leave episode. And like, yeah, it's a wild mishmash of like the first 20 minutes, I was like, how has this become a cult classic? How does anyone sit through this? And then the last 20 minutes, I was like, I'm going to make so many people watch this.
I know. It is one of those movies. I agree.
I'm going to make my dad watch it 100%.
Oh, fuck. To be in the room when your dad watches Thanksgiving the first time. That
Right?
is what I'm thankful for this year. That would be amazing. I mean, my first note that I wrote in the whole thing was, movies are hard, guys.
Movies are hard.
Because like this movie it's just so low budget, really, which is not their fault. I honestly saw movies that were this level in my college film class. Like,
I made a movie that cost about the same as this.
I've made movies that if the budget is to be believed, and I have no reason to not believe it.
Yeah, no, I believe it.
That were way more expensive than this. And honestly, not much, if any, better.
Yeah, sure. It's hard.
But yeah, I'll be honest with you, I am traveling this week. I'm pretty much gone all week. And I got to my hotel last night. It was late, and I knew I had to watch the movie. And I was like, "Oh, thank God, it's an hour."
Yeah.
And then I got halfway through it and fell asleep.
Oh, yeah.
And then I watched it before I had to go in and start working this morning. And man, that back half of the movie is way better than the front half of the movie.
So much.
But it does feel like the longest 1 hour I've ever spent in my life.
100%. It felt like 3 hours.
Yeah.
But in part because, God, that first half an hour is brutally interminable, and then the last half an hour is fucking great. and great on the spectrum of good to fun, which the reason we didn't record the other night is because I was at a friend's Halloween/birthday party.
Yeah.
And spent the bulk of the night on their patio debating the fun to good spectrum of Alien 3 and Alien 4 Resurrection with somebody who had an H.R. Giger tattoo. And so right, this is very much on the fun but not good part of the spectrum.
Yeah. And I would say if you're not into this kind of camp, because this is very campy.
It's very campy.
If you're not into this kind of camp, you will hate this movie and you should not watch it. It is not for you. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, that's
fine. There
fine.
are other movies that are great that you can watch around this time of year.
Maybe next week's movie will be for you. I'm actually really excited for next week.
I don't think I'm excited because that one's pretty scary from what I understand, but people have been asking us to do that one almost as much as they've been asking us to do this one.
Yes.
So I'm glad to be checking that one off the list, but this movie is one that I think is going to be divisive.
Sure.
And I think that's why people want us to talk about it, because they want us probably to make fun of it, and there's plenty to make fun of, guys, you know.
Oh, boy, is there.
The movie pretty much just starts on a singular tit, not even tits. Just like a close-up of a singular tit.
The first line uttered in the film is, "Nice tits, bitch."
Yeah, well, that's Hemingway, right? They're quoting Hemingway? It's Hemingway, right?
Of course. Yeah.
It was the best of tits. It was the worst of tits, Paige.
It was the worst of tits.
Also not Hemingway, but yeah.
No.
Anyway, but I got to be honest with you. I can't imagine this is going to be a long episode.
No.
Because even though it's the longest 60 minutes you'll ever spend,
Right.
it still is 60 minutes. Like at the end of this movie, I was like, oh shit, the movie's over. And then it had like 3 endings after that. It was like Return of the King. I was like, this is insane. Like, how is this still going? Is this like a time dilation effect? Am I closer to the sun than I thought I was? Like, I didn't understand how it was doing it.
And it's like 5 minutes.
I know, but it felt like 40 minutes. It was crazy.
But the first ending of those 3 made me cackle in my kitchen, where they're like, no, you have to kill it a specific. Oh, no, it's dead.
Yeah, no, it's just dead.
Yeah, that thing's super fucking dead.
Right.
I lost it.
They wait until the last 5 minutes to make it radioactive, Paige.
Right?
That's like a whole plot line in a lot of sequels, and they burned it for the last 5 minutes of this. I was like, that's brave, guys. That's brave.
That's so brave. The parts of this movie that kind of scratch at my, questionable sense of humor for things like this are the same pieces that kind of scratch at a piece of me for Terrifier, which, again, I don't love Terrifier. It has no story. It frustrates me. But boy, when he's chainsawing that lady in half, am I cackling?
Wait, so Terrifier doesn't have a story? So is Terrifier the Cats of horror?
No, because Cats is a reaping ceremony for a cat cult. That's enough story. And I have never seen the subsequent Terrifiers, and the people I was talking to at said holiday party very much encouraged me to at least watch 2.
Which 2?
No, they said 2 and 3, but they were like, you might not like 3. I do know that in the first one, there's just really not much of a story. It's just kind of a like, look, here's how much gore we could do. But when they go to saw the lady in half, it's so fake, it makes me laugh. Like, it's so bad, it's funny to me at that point. And parts of this movie feel that way a little bit.
Yeah. Paige, what are you thankful for this year?
I am thankful for health insurance through work. 100%.
Truth.
And I know that's a crazy thing to say.
No, it's not.
And I haven't even had to like really use it that much this year. But people are like, oh my God, my premiums are doubling. And I'm like, that's so terrible. And then I went to go check mine and I was like, whew, I'm thankful for that.
Oh man, that was not my experience this year. They more than doubled.
Oh, dude, I am sorry.
It happens.
It happens.
I think the thing that I'm most thankful for right now is being able to go through this movie scene by scene with you, my friend.
Woo, let's do it. I'm also thankful for my nail artist.
See, that's the answer I was expecting. I thought you were going to like give me a joke answer, and then you like really thought deep. And so my pivot into the episode that I thought was so clever before I asked you that question, you like high-roaded me, and I was like, oh, I guess we can lean in like this. Let's do it. All right. But here we go, scene by scene. Let's bring it, Paige.
Let's go. We open on a title card that says moments after the first Thanksgiving on a close-up of a titty. Cool.
Paige, can I say that's the second title card? The first title card says the year is 1621, yes. The olden years. Which, hilarious.
Right, it does say the olden years.
Hilarious. Olden. I wrote it down, OLDEN years. Hilarious.
Olden.
Yeah.
And then we pull back to see a colonizer / pilgrim, disheveled, titties akimbo.
Paige, it's the only part of her that is revealed, and she is just running around.
Yes, everything else is in a spirit Halloween level pilgrim costume.
Yes, they spent dollars on it, Paige.
Yeah.
But she's running around without a blouse, more or less. It's like, yes. And they're all over the place. Like, it's no wonder she trips. Like, I got it.
Do you want to know the actress's name?
Oh my God.
Her name is Wanda Lust.
Oh my God. That's exactly what I thought it was going to be. I mean, not that, but like, who else? I hate saying this.
Yes, adult performers
Yes.
will show
Yes.
up to set on time and professional as long as you pay them.
Yes.
That has been my experience as well.
Yeah.
Where I know a handful of adult performers, some with hilarious names. And boy, are they the most responsible and efficient and effective performers to have on a production.
I bet. Yeah.
They'll be like, topless here? Great. And then it's done. They're like 2-shotted out.
Yeah. It's just another day at the office, guys.
100%.
Yeah.
It's the best.
I bet that was the easiest day of shooting they did for everything.
I would agree with you, most likely, yes.
Yeah.
But essentially, a crazy Triumph-y insult dog looking ass turkey chases her down and just goes, "Nice tits, bitch," before murdering her.
At least it was a compliment. Like he was
Yes.
trying to be kind, I think. Yeah.
They were very nice, and it was polite of her to show them to us. But then we cut to the credits. Now, as someone who went to film school and made many a movie of this caliber, if your movie's under an hour, put those credits at the end. Like, if you've never made a movie with friends, these credits are there for the people who made the movie, not in the same way that like a movie you see in the theaters is, where they're like contractually obligated and stuff. This is because they never really probably anticipated that this would show anywhere but one film festival that they entered it in, or maybe two, where everyone who made the movie is in the room excited to see their name.
Yeah.
And so that's why it's like 3.5 minutes of credits at the beginning of this movie, including somebody named General Bastard.
I thought that was probably one of the best names I've ever seen on screen. But Paige, first off, if you haven't made a movie with friends, make a movie with friends. Like,
Make a movie with friends.
yeah, it's the best.
It's so cheap to do now.
Are you kidding me? Everyone can make a movie.
You could do it with your phone.
Yeah, you can make a better movie on your phone than they were able to make with this. And that's largely because of the technology. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, 2007, they were making bad movies the same time I was making bad movies. Boy, was it expensive at the time, because you needed like actual cameras and film and not necessarily film, but usually DV tapes.
yeah.
But like, and then you had to edit. It was like a whole thing.
But the credits are so long that it follows like pop music sound structure. Like,
Yes.
there's like a quieter bridge section before it hits you with the chorus twice,
Right.
before it ends. And that's like almost every pop song. And I want to remind you, there are no lyrics in this song. It is just
Yes.
I'm going to say, thematically Thanksgiving ripoff of the Halloween theme song, maybe is a good way to associate it.
Sure.
Because it's got that very high level, like high register, like repeating melody, just like Halloween, except it's not nearly
Yes.
as iconic. Halloween is very iconic.
Of course.
This is not.
This is not. But it did remind me of Spider-Man credits, because it's that like red and they're kind of like moving around.
The credits themselves, yeah, I could definitely see
yeah.
that for sure. Yeah.
Where I half expected it to be like Tobey Maguire
As the turkey.
as the turkey.
Although I would not be shocked if this is going to be such a nerd Spider-Man reference. And if you get this, I'm proud of you. But, if it was a Spider-Man movie, the hand puppet that's guiding the Spider-Man would be talking about using just the thwip when he's going around town. Sorry.
I did get that reference, but that's only for Spider-Man comics readers. Like
That's true. And
deep cuts.
it's such a stupid, nerdy joke. But if you don't get that, that's fine, because you're a great person and not as nerdy as I am. But like, that's the sound effect that his webs make, was thwip.
Thwip is pretty funny. I also like, if you read X-Men comics, Nightcrawler, whenever he like poofs from place to place, it's like bamf.
Yep.
Anyway, so we cut to campus footage and two guys come out of class. Now, this is one of my favorite things, is they're clearly on a college campus, right?
Yeah.
They seem to be the only 5 students at school. There are no extras in this film at this point in the movie. Like, nada. Because 2 guys come out of class. Apparently no one else was in class. No other students come out behind them. Billy and Johnny come out, and Billy just rips his shirt open like, yes! But, and this is, if you watch this on Amazon, it gives you this fun fact. It's supposed to be literally right before Thanksgiving, so it should be cold, because it's in the Northeast United States. It's in New England.
Right.
And they're all in shorts and tank tops, because they had to film it during the summer because that was the only time they were able to film on campus.
I assumed it was because Johnny wasn't allowed on campus when there were kids present.
Well, I mean, it's college. It's a college campus.
I don't know, man. He was wearing a puka shell necklace. I don't trust it.
I mean, he did have his tattoo peeking out the little bottom of his t-shirt, though, and I love that.
Paige, oh my God. Oh my God.
It's a favorite.
You're so predictable.
Favorite. Anyway, so they're all going to go somewhere for Thanksgiving. Now, here's what's wild is, so Billy comes out, he rips his shirt open, and he's like, I just wanted to show my titties because I hoped that she would show her titties. And she just goes, ah, and just like lifts her shirt up, bra down. She doesn't go full Girls Gone Wild. But she just goes like, funny. And I was like, oh, this is the kind of movie we've had 2 flashes already. It's like very early in the film.
Yeah.
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 Anyway.
It's almost like they knew what they were doing, Paige.
Yes.
I did love the line, it's Thanksgiving, not tits giving. I was like, oh God, this is the kind of movie we're watching, guys.
And they meet up with Darren, who is essentially their Franklin, if this were Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah, that's factually correct. Yeah.
Yep. And they all pile into a soft top Jeep. Mistakes.
It's definitely a mistake from a sound perspective. You can tell they really struggled to get like the right sound because there's no top on the Jeep when they get into it. And then when they start shooting inside the Jeep, there's definitely a top on that because there's no way they could have captured sound without it.
They inserted literally a tiny cutaway of him zipping the top up on the Jeep. And I fucking guarantee that was shot after. And they were like, we gotta fucking.
Yeah, there's no way we can capture this. Yeah.
Well, and then they make this is my cardinal sin for found footage movies. And anytime I see a movie by someone who is making movies for the first time or writing scripts for the first time, like early in their career, they make this same mistake, which is to have tons of dialogue with nothing happening.
Yeah.
Where they're like, we want people to know who these people are. And I'm like, your audience is smart. You can do 1 or 2 lines per person and we know who everybody is and we don't have to do this again. They're in this car having a conversation for about 12 minutes.
Yeah.
Where it's just like a lot. And I was like, oh God. And then at one point, Darren tries to make a Ghost Ride the Whip joke because it was 2008. And I was like, we will not stand for this Bay Area appropriation. I cannot, sir. But this is where we kind of learn who everyone is, sort of. Where Johnny is like the popular football guy, but he got hurt, so he's like the backup quarterback.
Yeah, he's second string, so his dad's not talking to him, and like he hates him, and he thinks he's worth, like the normal things that happen when you're second string on the football team.
When we get to the part with his dad, that's when I started scream laughing, and I was like,
it's so funny.
Oh, they know what they're doing. This is so crazy.
Yeah, it's so funny. Yeah.
Then we have Christy.
Yeah, Christy, sure.
Who knows?
It's Kristen. I just looked it up.
Kristen.
Yeah. Who's
played as kind of the like air quotes goody two shoes girl, but she and Johnny clearly have a thing going. But then is it Anna is the other girl?
Allie.
Allie. Thank you.
Yeah.
Allie is portrayed as a very promiscuous girl. This is the first time we get the only thing harder to close than her legs is the JonBenet Ramsey case.
Yeah.
Which I was like, what a crazy thing to say. And then when it comes back around a couple times, it's very funny.
Honestly, Paige, I thought it was something that they might have stolen from you at a roast battle.
I mean,
because it sounds like a great roast battle like line for somebody.
You know what? If you placed it right, but here's the thing is like, at the time, the JonBenet Ramsey case was still in the news. So it would play a lot better back then than it would now. Although, true crime being what it is, you might get lucky with it now. Anyway, Billy is kind of like a big farm bubba dude. He likes Allie. She's not going to give him the time of day. And then we have Darren, who is the resident Franklin / nerd.
Yeah, he's the kind of guy that's like really impressed because Johnny could complete a 3-yard pass.
Right.
To Billy. Like, he's like, oh, wow. And then he like grabs his muscle. And it was like, I don't know, guys. Like, if 9 months pregnant is an impressive one, he was probably sporting a 6-month baby bump. Like, it's not like it's a bad muscle, but it's not one.
Right.
It's not like Captain America levels. Like, it's fine, but
no. But I also think the movie did that on purpose because I feel like they were like generic hot guy, and this is like we don't have Chad Michael Murray money. We have $3,500. And so
we have Michael Chad Murray money.
We have whoever answered the Craigslist ad money. And so,
man, no joke, I've casted off Craigslist.
100%. one of my favorite casting facts is that Workaholics, the pilot, they cast everyone off Craigslist for like $50 a day.
Yeah.
But then when the show got picked up, they had to recast all those people for like actual scale, and they went back and cast the same people.
Yeah, it's
which I
awesome.
think is really funny.
Yeah.
Anyway, so while they're on the way, and Kristen is calling her dad, who's the sheriff. We'll get to him in just a second. But while they're driving, we cut to an unhoused gentleman in the woods whose dog pees on what appears to be a piece of indigenous art. Don't love that.
They refer to it as a totem.
Yes.
Later in the movie, and it is supposed to be 500 years old.
Right.
And it looks like it came out of the Cracker Jack box that morning. Like it's kind of that level of offensive and brand fucking new. Like it looks like that.
They bought it at one of those gift shops near the Grand Canyon where you're like, should we be in here? Like that is what it is, right? But the turkey immediately comes to life and kills that dog.
Right.
We then cut to the sheriff's house. No context at all. And he takes a sip of his coffee that his wife has just made him. He's like, this tastes like shit. Did you take a shit in the coffee? And she just goes, yes, and shows him the coffee pot with a floater in it. And then he's like, what? And we cut away.
No, we don't just cut away. They like yell for a second.
Oh, that's true. She calls. This is when she calls.
Yeah. And then he gets up and goes to work at the end of this scene. Like at no point does he go to rinse his mouth out. I think he might even take another sip. Like, I don't know. It's weird. Like, stop drinking the shit coffee, sir. But it was funny. It made me laugh.
It's wild. But this is where his daughter calls because this is the like, will you come to me to the ball? We never get to that ball. But my favorite is you hear Billy say, toss me a beer. And he's like, hey, tossing's illegal in the car, which I was like, okay, that's pretty fun.
I mean, he's a cop. He would know.
He would know.
But he's drinking more shit than John McAfee, so he's definitely got issues.
Definitely. And he's like, your stepmom just left me. And we hear the door slam.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, all right, movie. Okay. But no sooner does she say that we'll see you in a couple hours, the car breaks down because it's overheated. And I do love that they're all staring in at the radiator. And he's like, yeah, we got to let it cool down. And Allie's like, maybe it popped a tire. And everyone's like, what? No.
Yeah, they don't do Allie any favors with how they treat her intelligence level in this movie.
They do not. But they decide that because they have tents, they're going to camp there. Very House of Wax of them.
It's not House of Wax. There are no siblings that clearly want to smash in this movie.
True. That we know of.
Although Darren did say something very unsettling when they were like leaving to go on their trip. He's like, I'm going to cut loose and like have a great time. And like, I'm going to have sex with somebody in this car. And both the girls are like,
not it.
Please no. And he's like, no, I am. He's like forcing it. I'm like, bro. Maybe read the room.
I thought that was going to come back and it was going to be like him and Billy or something.
I thought it was going to be him and Billy too. I literally wrote in my notes.
But it's 2008, so no.
I know. I was like, cut to 60 minutes later in this movie and it's him kissing Billy.
Yeah.
But it's not. Billy dies and everyone dies. Everyone dies. But
he, as they climb out of the car to set up their tents, he finds a sign that says Crawberg. And he's like, oh my God, this is where, it might as well be Crystal Lake. But he's like, this is where that evil turkey happened because of our ancestors. And we also get, I believe it's Billy who is like related to one of the original pilgrims or whatever. And then at one point in the because they animated as he's telling the story, Allie's like, my last boyfriend was a pilgrim, and they draw him as a Mormon.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, the little bits and pieces of fun. But this is where we get the indigenous people curse the turkey to attack the colonizers. And that's the real story of the first Thanksgiving, air quotes. And we're in the place where it happened.
Right.
And at this point, Billy's like, nonsense, a turkey couldn't kill a human. And for that, I have to pause and refer to the research I did earlier today.
Oh, dear God. I can't wait.
Because I was like, how many turkeys kill people every year? Because turkeys can hurt people. They have wild turkeys in my hometown, oddly enough. They like cross the street. It's really freaky.
We have turkeys in my neighborhood.
Yeah. Turkeys can hurt you. Absolutely. They are rarely like noted as killing anyone. So then I did some additional research as to how many people die deep frying turkey every year.
I bet it's a good number.
Every year, at least 5 deaths.
Oh, wow. 5. Jeez.
60 injuries.
That seems low because it's really easy to burn yourself doing that. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And 15 million in property damage because people burn their houses down on accident.
Oh, my God.
So turkeys, in their own way, do kill.
They had the last laugh.
They had the last laugh.
I do like that Darren refers to them as turkeyologists all over the world call it Thanksgiving. Like, I love that line. Turkeyologists.
Turkeyologists.
So funny.
Here's another thing that I have kind of noted. They drive for hours, and yet everything still, all the people are wherever they need to be as if it was down the street, which I think is pretty funny. But at this point, we see that unhoused man from the shack in the woods find his dead dog. He's very upset. And the turkey is like, shut the fuck up, bitch. And then he's like, why did you kill my dog? And I was like, why is he asking the turkey follow-up questions?
I know, right?
But little did I know, everyone in this movie will ask the turkey follow-up questions as if it's just a person.
And nobody ever asks, why can you talk? Like, they just accept that he can talk and it's fine.
Yes.
Like, oh, damn, this is definitely the first turkey I've ever talked to, but this has to be normal, right? There have to be talking turkeys, clearly, because this one can talk.
Yeah.
They're just on board from Jump Street, and it's hilarious to me.
It's hilarious every time. And it's almost as if no one ever questions, like, am I high or drunk? They're just like, no, of course the turkey talks. It reminds me of the scene in The Substance where she tapes Demi Moore's face onto her face and then shows up at the stage door and they're like, finally, we've been looking for you for half an hour. And then they just leave.
Face blindness is a real thing, Paige.
That'd be pretty blind.
Not as blind as the one in this movie. At least that's a human wearing that face.
Right.
Mr. Monopoly here. Monopoly is back at McDonald's. Register in the McDonald's app so you're ready to get your bag. 2 ways to peel for a chance to get your bag. Physical peels with select items and digital peels with others to get your bag. Play Monopoly at McDonald's. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
No purchase necessary. See rules at playatmcd.com for full details and amoe.playatmcd.com to play without purchase. Ends November 23rd, but bonus play ends November 2nd. Monopoly is a registered trademark of Hasbro. Copyright McDonald's.
I earned my degree online at Arizona State University. I chose to get my degree at ASU because I knew that I'd get a quality education, they were recognized for excellence, and that I would be prepared for the workforce upon graduating. To be associated with ASU, both as a student and alum, it makes me extremely proud, and having experienced the program, I know now that I'm set up for success. Learn more at asuonline.asu.edu.
But they go to bed and they're like, there's no such thing as an evil turkey or whatever. Kristen goes out to go potty in the woods. She goes to call her dad. She can't get any service. She wanders off. She encounters the evil turkey and she's like, there's no such thing as an evil turkey. There's no such thing. And he's like, there's no such thing as an evil turkey. I'll drink your blood. And you're like, what the fuck? Like, what?
What is happening?
What is happening? She runs back to the fire and they're like, you're crazy. She goes to bed. She like stomps off to bed, which how could you go to bed if you knew there was an evil talking turkey in the woods?
You couldn't, you would leave. It's nuts.
Right.
I also did love that the turkey has like purple predator vision as it's like hunting her in the woods. I was like, this is great. No notes on this purple predator vision.
No notes. And something throws a dead rabbit onto the fire and they're like, totally normal.
Dude, Johnny was like, guys, it's the woods. Like rabbits hop into fires all the time or whatever. Like this has got to be normal.
Gotta be.
So dumb.
So they go to bed. They wake up the next morning and Billy wakes up. He slept outside in his sleeping bag and he wakes up to the guy who owned the dog with a gun. And he's like, oh my God, what the fuck? And he's like, don't worry about it. I got that turkey away from you. It was going to try and kill you. And you can tell because you've got turkey shit all over your sleeping bag, which are definitely marshmallows coated in some sort of substance. Yeah,
it's called shit, Paige. It's coated in shit. I did think it was funny that they wanted me to expect that Billy slept through not only the turkey on him, but that guy with a gun, whose name is Oscar, by the way, that guy with a gun shooing him away or yelling or scaring him away. Like, how would he have done that?
Go on, get!
Right. That's what I assumed, right? He would have yelled, but no, Billy slept through all of that.
All of it.
Crazy.
They get up the next day. They go to the car. They're driving the whole day to get to where they're going. While they're doing that, the turkey hitchhikes.
Yeah.
Yeah. The turkey hitchhikes, a car pulls over and is like, gas, grass, or ass, nobody rides for free. And he's like, all right. And he shows like his butt, and the guy like unzips as if he's about to like get in this turkey.
Yeah.
And the turkey's like, I don't think so, and shoots him with a gun. Where'd that turkey get a gun? No one knows. It's not Oscar's gun because Oscar still has his gun later.
I do think it's the same prop, though. It looks like
It is the same prop.
rifle. Yeah.
Yes.
The funny thing is, it's not just like a pistol, which...
It's like a sniper rifle.
Well, it's just a rifle, Paige. There's no like
rifle.
scope on it or anything. But yeah, it's a legit rifle. It's, you know...
Yeah.
It's a turkey holding a rifle that is 3 times as long as its entire body.
Yes. And then the turkey drives that car. He like carjacks a man and drives the car after the kids.
Yeah. Yeah, he's got people to kill, Paige.
He's got people to kill.
Yeah.
They arrive, they drop off Allie at her house, and this is where they reuse the JonBenet Ramsey line, and it gets a huge laugh.
Yeah, this time it's funny, though. It's really funny this time. Yeah.
It's really funny this time. But then we cut to, it's implied they drop everyone off. We don't see it. We cut to Johnny getting home, and his mom opens the door, and she's like, hey, let me, come in and say hi to your father. He's like, no, we haven't talked for 2 whole weeks. He goes in to talk to his dad. And he's like, hey, Dad. And his dad doesn't respond. He just farts.
And it's clear the fart was added in post.
It's so funny.
It's so stupid. It's so dumb. Because the guy who's acting isn't doing a bad job of being the bad dad he is. Like, he is just the disappointed father because his son lost first string quarterback. I don't know. It's insane to me, but he is. And so instead of just leaving the room like he does in the actual scene, they just added a fart.
They added a fart, and then he goes outside and he's like, I'm just going to lie to him. He's like, yeah, Dad, I made it back on the team. I'm the first string quarterback now. And he's like, son, I've always loved you. And immediately is turkey murdered.
Yes.
He slices the dad's head off and then is like, go long, and throws the head to Johnny. And Johnny catches it. And then is like, no, and runs inside to his mom, who is just dead and crying blood. And he just goes, why, God, why? Gets in his car and then is like, no more cranberry sauce, no more mashed potatoes, as if like he's mostly mad that it's ruined Thanksgiving.
I mean, I do think that we did see he wasn't really getting along with his dad. And so maybe he isn't mourning that loss so much.
Sure.
But like, he really did love that cranberry sauce, Paige. Like, it just hit the spot every year. And it didn't care if he was second string quarterback. I get it.
Right.
It's all about your chosen family, guys.
Right. This is also where he gets to deliver his like signature line, which is just, I'm gonna kill that son of a bitch, which he says like 5 times in this movie.
Yes, he does.
But so we don't see him gather everybody, but everyone gathers at his house and they're like, where's Allie? And he's like, she deserves to know. We got to get to her. She deserves to know the turkey is real and it killed my parents.
Which, listen, she knows it's real. She saw it last night. You're the one that didn't believe her.
No.
Oh, that's right, Allie. It's not the girl. That's not Kristen. You're right.
No, it's Allie, who is in flagrante, is having a sexual encounter with somebody else that we never met and we never get a name for. And unfortunately, the turkey sneaks in, murders that guy, and then assaults Allie because Allie doesn't realize that the person that she was having an encounter with is dead, and now the turkey is taken over.
Yeah. And she can't see him because, they're doing it turkey style. So
turkey style, yeah.
Yeah. She's getting back on that.
Oh, but she, as the turkey I hate even uttering that word, finishes.
Paige, you're the one that made me watch this movie. Yeah, as the turkey finishes.
I didn't make you watch this.
And we do find out he was wearing protection. So like.
He was, we'll get to it in a second.
And we also find out that turkey semen is just gravy.
No, it was a gravy flavored condom. Because flavored condoms were a thing, but I guess they still exist. It's just not as, like, they were, like, new, I guess, in 2008.
The gravy flavored ones were new in 2008?
No, but you know what? You know how they do the, like, Jones Soda pack every year that's all flavored? I would not put it past Durex or somebody to do, like, a Thanksgiving flavored condom set. Somebody get on that shit.
Get your gobble on. Gravy flavored condoms.
Gravy flavored condoms.
Be the cock of the walk.
But the turkey just says she got stuffed as he then kills her, which is, it's all upsetting. I don't love it. It's bad. But then as they go to her house, find her body and find the gravy flavored condom, Darren, he tries to do the John Benet Ramsey joke and gets it wrong, where he's like, her legs were easier to open than to break John Benet's legs. And everyone was like, no, how dare you?
Get out of here. Boo.
Boo. Anyway, at this point, they're like, we got to get back and figure out the story, figure out how to kill it. We need to get to the library. Libraries aren't open right now. Well, my dad's got a lot of books. We'll go see, like, he must have a book on this, which is the hilarious bad movie logic that I kind of like. And
Paige, he does have the Turkeynomicon or whatever they find. Like, he does have it.
He has the Cluckonomicon, the Omnomnomicon, because it's turkey. It's still, if you cook it right. Anyway, so we cut to her dad's house where he's like waiting for her to get home to go to the ball, and he's in a turkey costume. And it is basically the same turkey costume that Trixie Mattel wore in the episode.
Oh my
where
God.
it's Thanksgiving, thanks living. Like, it is that turkey costume.
It is that. Oh my God. Oh my God. That's so funny. I didn't even notice that, but you're right.
I was dying. But the turkey shows up at the door. And he's just like, hey, who are you? And he's like, is Kristen here? He's like, if you're one of her friends, that cool, come on in. I didn't know that she had an M slur for a friend. He says it a lot. I don't like.
Yeah, and I do think and maybe this is just the way the character was like playing that scene, but he doesn't, I think, mean it derogatorily, which I think does place this movie in time.
Yes.
As to like, obviously that's a word you don't say anymore, just like the F slur.
Right.
It was very common back then.
Yeah, very, very, very.
Yeah.
But I also love that he's like, you can't cuss. How old are you? And he's like 510 years old. Oh, fuck it then. You can say whatever you want.
Well, I thought it was funny because he was like, I wasn't worried about the size of the cuss. I was worried about the age of the cuss.
The age of the cuss.
Or whatever. I thought that was a funny way to say that. Honestly, the guy who plays the dad, amazing at what he's doing.
Great comedic timing.
Yes.
Incredible.
I wouldn't say he's a good actor, but the guy knows where the funny is and he's leaning in. And I think that's great. Yeah.
My favorite part about this, and you mentioned it earlier, is that the turkey like sits and has a full conversation with him. At no point is the sheriff like, hey, you're a talking turkey. He's just like, oh, you're one of her little friends.
I think he truly just assumes it's a little person in a costume. Like, I think that face blindness is a problem in this family, and he knows he looks like a turkey. So, like, of course, this is like a little person in a turkey costume.
You know what? Because he is in a turkey costume.
Yeah.
Maybe you're right.
But the scene goes on so long.
Yes.
Like, the murderous turkey pretty much does all right, man, I'm out. I can't wait any longer. I'm gonna take off. Like, that's how long this goes on.
I'm gonna move on to the next teen.
Yeah.
Yeah, where he's like, well, she's not home. I'll check back in later.
Yeah, I'll come back. Like, this scene's already gone on too long. I'll take off.
It's so funny.
It's so dumb.
But as he's about to leave, this is where he says, what an odd duck. And the turkey's like, that's fucking it.
Yeah.
And murders the dad.
You can't call a turkey a duck. They take offense, Paige. This is like, like poultry 101.
But no sooner has he done that the kids arrive at the house to look at the books. And they're like, Daddy, you look different. And he's wearing the dad's face over his turkey face, a much smaller face. Takes off the hat and she's like, oh, you got a haircut. And he's like, yeah. And she's like, can we see your books in the garage? And he's like, where exactly is that? And she just goes, oh, Daddy, you and your rapidly fading memory.
I did think it was brave of Thanksgiving to get the Ed Gein story more factually correct than Ryan Murphy did.
Oh. Why does Charlie Hunnam have so many feathers?
Bagog.
Anyway, this is where we get the book montage. That's exactly 5 minutes.
I don't think it's exactly 5 minutes, but it feels like
less.
5 minutes. Like, normally you montage like a week.
Right.
Or like first dates, like going through that. Like, it's over a few days. They montage 5 minutes into it's probably actually 30 seconds.
Yes.
But it's just so funny that it's such a short amount of time. It's so dumb.
Right. Because like this has been taking forever. It took 5 minutes.
It's been literally 5 minutes.
Literally 5 minutes. And
So
they're just
dumb.
like in the house where I assume the turkey's just hanging out and waiting for them to like look for how to kill it.
Paige, have you ever like started a bit that people enjoyed and then like, I don't know, 30 minutes into it, you're like, man, I wish I hadn't done this bit. And I think that is exactly what the turkey is going through in the front room. Like, fuck, now I have to be the dad all night?
Now I have to be the dad.
I just want to kill teenagers. And now I have to be a turkey with an Ed Gein face on my face pretending to be this chick's dad. This is terrible.
This is terrible.
And yes, I did say chick because he's a turkey. Come on, guys. It's funny.
You know that I think you should leave sketch where he like makes people laugh with like the dog, and then he has to like constantly come up with new things to make people laugh, and he gets like a whole group of people doing it with him.
Yeah.
And then they're like shouting suggestions. It felt like that a little bit.
Yeah.
Because Billy is like, I hate books.
Been there, bro. I get it.
Been there, bro. Because they find the Turkonomicon and Darren's like, oh, part of it's in code. And I love that just under his breath, Johnny's like, it's always something.
Yeah.
It's so funny. Like, but it's like, he's like, it's a math code. I think I can figure it out. But Billy hates books. And so he's like, I'm going to see if you have any snacks. Goes into the kitchen, sees Turkey Sheriff dragging real Sheriff missing his face's body away. And he's like, Sheriff, what you got there? And at this point, the turkey attacks him or attempts to.
Yeah.
But this is where we go back to the room where they have the Turkonomicon. And they're like, wait, why would the indigenous people want to hurt us? We gave them land and casinos. Didn't that make up for their ancestors? And Darren just says, almost, but it didn't. And you're just like, what?
Oh, my God.
Woo! But at this point, they realize they have to get a talisman away from the turkey. And they're like, but where is the turkey? And they're like, well, usually in its tent. They use the word TB. I'm going to say tent.
It is a tent when they show it, by the way. Yeah.
And they're like, and if he's not, then he's probably killing one of your friends. And they're like, no, Billy.
Can we talk about how Billy dies, guys?
Well, not quite yet, because it hasn't quite happened yet. But we now realize that her dad is dead and the turkey is there. And they have to, if they're going to kill the turkey, burn it at the stake like a witch, and then say a prayer in unison in some other language backwards. And the only time I think I've seen a reveal funnier is in the most recent Dungeons and Dragons movie, where he's like, you can get across the bridge. It's simple. Every seventh letter, you go 2 letters back and then 1 letter forward. And I was like, this is the most Dungeons and Dragons thing in this movie.
Yeah.
Anyway, they're going to find where the turkey at, but they know it might be killing Billy. Now, Billy is so hungry. He's starving. They haven't had any snacks. And he's walking along the sidewalk and visualizes the turkey as like an animated turkey, but apparently it is the real turkey. And he's like, come and eat me. And Billy eats him whole.
Yep. Swallows him whole with the gun.
With the gun. And then he busts out of his stomach chestburster style with the gun.
Well, he shoots a few times and then busts out.
Yes. And then says, gobble, gobble, motherfucker.
Yep.
And they find his body, talk about foul play, which is...
I love a good solid pun, Paige. Come on.
Yes.
That's great.
They pull over and Darren gets out and he's like, no, Billy, no. You were one of the cool kids and I'm only cool because of you. And there was good times and bad times and but maybe more good times than bad. And it goes on for so long. And then he just goes, no. And we cut into a flashback where someone's like, hey, Billy, this song goes out to you. And it's like a 3-minute song flashback montage of him and Billy in better times. And I lost it.
I laughed quite a bit.
I lost it. It's so funny.
This is the point where it got funny again, because it was like, oh, this isn't a great scene. Oh, this is going on too long. I feel bad for everyone on screen right now. And then it flashes back and I'm like, oh, nope, this is perfect. I love everything about this. Comedy genius. I love it.
Yep. We cut to the turkey's tent where he is making a salad. And they're like, how are we? We cut outside to the kids. They're like, how are we going to find him? Oh, it's right there.
Yeah, he's right there, guys.
He's right there. And they're like, I'll go to the main entrance. You go to the back. And Darren's like, so I'm doing all the work. And they're like, don't you want to avenge Billy's death? Like, yes.
Yeah, of course.
You take the rope. And I love that they're like back entrance, front entrance. It's a tent.
Yep.
There's one entrance. But they go in. They tie the turkey up. They read the code and the enchantment. And they think they've gotten it right. However, the turkey runs away.
But not before they take the talisman, because they put him in a headlock, and that's how they get him
right
to give up the talisman. Yeah.
He runs away, and as they chase after him, they hear a gunshot, and it's our friend Oscar with the dog. And he's like, I killed him. Just check that dumpster. And they're like, no, we have to burn him at the... Oh, no.
Yeah, no, he's dead.
He's dead. His head's like gone. Like, oof. And Oscar is like, yeah, he killed my dog. And Kristen is like, I'm so sorry for your loss. That must be so hard. He's like, yeah, maybe you kids will experience losing somebody like a dog or a mother or a father or a best friend. Anyway, see ya. And you're like, he did lose all of them.
Yeah, but you're like, but they listed it in the order which they're standing on the screen, which I found so funny. And then they also they lost those parents like that night or the night before or something. Like it's very recent.
Yes.
And they're like, well, let's just go watch a movie. Like let's just go hang out.
Right.
Like guys, you've got like a lot of arrangements to make. Like you've got a lot of sadness going on in your life right now. Maybe watching. And listen, Night of the Living Dead is an amazing movie, but like...
The bodies are still in the house.
I know! You've got things you have to attend to before you watch a movie. That's my point.
But they go to watch a movie, and I do love that they're like, I think we've made lifelong friends and a girlfriend. And Kristen's like, oh my God, yes. And they then start making out off screen. It's implied that they have sex because you hear zippers or whatever. And Darren just goes, yeah, I'm going to go pee.
I'm going to go ahead and go.
I'm going to go ahead and go. But we cut outside to the dumpster that the turkey was in, and it turns out it's filled with radioactive materials.
You guys know how there's always two bins, and like,
yeah,
the radioactive one looks just like the other bin. Like I've done it 1,000 times.
It looks like the grass bin because it's green.
Yeah, like and glowing. Guys, it's so hard to get in the right bin.
Yeah, absolutely. So that turkey comes to life. And Darren is like looking around the kitchen and he shoots him with a meat thermometer like a dart.
In the butt, yeah. And it like goes up to 200 degrees. So I think he got it out of the oven.
Yeah,
So it was hot when it went in. I thought that was very funny to me.
So, well, in 200 is when you're supposed to like pull it and it was in like his flank. It was, but he tackles him, he pulls his tongue out and then it looks like he's pecking him to death, but he pecks his heart out of his chest. And then Darren sees Billy in the clouds and just goes, come on, Darren, God's a-waiting. And I lost it all over again.
So funny.
So crazy.
God's a-waiting.
God's a-waiting. Meanwhile, the two on the couch wake up. He's like, I thought I heard the turkey. It was just a bad dream. And he's like, unless it fell in radioactive waste or something. Nah, that only happens in movies. I'm going to go check on Darren. So he goes into the kitchen and he gets basically electric knifed to death.
Yeah.
But Kristen gets there just in time and she is like, why won't the turkey die? And he's like, I always come back for seconds. They run out. They hide in the shack in the backyard. And then she gets the blowtorch, or she makes a blowtorch with like spray paint and a lighter.
Yeah.
And she just says, roast in hell, asshole. And we hear like a voiceover that's like, you have to like burn it at the stake like a witch. And so she sets him on fire and then takes a baseball bat, uses the bat to knock him onto like a bonfire, which ignites.
1,000,001 shot, Paige. 1,000,001 shot. Like they'd set up that bonfire days ago. It just happened to be there.
She called it like Babe Ruth. She was like, yes, out that way.
I thought it was so funny that, of course, she hit it right into the bonfire that is yet to start. It was so funny to me.
So funny. But then the turkey's like, I'll come back and kill you all. And then Oscar walks up. He's like, he looks pretty well done. And she then takes a bite of a turkey leg and just goes, yeah, I know. And then we get a whole family being like, oh, I love Thanksgiving. What are you thankful for? Seemingly the next day. And there's a cooked turkey on their table. It's implied that that's the one from the bonfire, which is nuts. But then that cooked turkey stands up and says, I smell a sequel, biatch. And that's the movie.
So, Paige, having seen the movie, having talked about the movie, what did you think about the cinematic masterpiece called Thankskilling?
I love the last act of it. The last 20 minutes or so, hilarious. First 30, not a fan. It's a lot. But, I mean, if you have friends that are down to watch a bad movie, like if it's the friends that you would watch The Room with.
Yeah. That's the friend group to watch it with, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Completely agree. I definitely think it's worth making your friends watch, but it's not one I would ever watch again on my own.
Yeah.
It's like that.
Yeah, sure.
You know, it's like, it's a movie that you should share with your friends. And then you've done that.
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
But anyway, Paige, do you have any fun facts for us?
I do.
Well, here it is with your fun facts.
Turkey, fun facts. The central tagline for the film, Gobble Gobble Motherfucker, was thought of before the movie's actual plot, shocking no one.
And sadly, James Earl Jones said no when requested to voice the turkey for that line.
Oh my God, that would have been incredible. Nobody wanted to distribute the film at first, despite it being in a couple festivals. So the filmmakers sold the DVD on Amazon themselves, and it took a year to sell 1,000 copies.
What?
But that's how a lot of people saw this the first time.
Amazing. Okay.
Yes. The infamous opening scene with Wanda Lust was shot without a permit in a public park.
What?
Yes.
Wow.
There was a title card that says "To be continued in space" in some cuts of the film, and it was placed as a joke with no intention of any sequels. However, a sequel, Thankskilling 3, which I do think it's funny that they don't do 2, they just do Thankskilling 3, a few years later in 2012, was released basically after kind of cult fandom of this movie. I don't believe it takes place in space, but let me verify really quick.
Sure.
Foul-mouthed villain Turkey carves through the likes of a rapping grandma, a mindless puppet, a wig-wearing inventor, a bisexual space worm, and their equally ridiculous friends on his quest to recover the last copy of Thankskilling 2. That sounds fucking hilarious.
What could possibly be equally ridiculous to that long list of ridiculous things you just read? That was amazing.
That sounds so funny.
Yes.
Okay. I might have to watch Thankskilling 3.
Make it a yearly tradition, Paige.
Oh my God. My yearly tradition around Thanksgiving is actually Black Friday. I watch Chopping Mall. But
nice.
Anyway, while writing the script and even through filming, the creators, Kevin Stewart and Jordan Downey, always tried to come up with a name for the killer turkey, but nothing ever stuck. So in the end, they simply referred to him as Turkey. And in 2012, when raising funds for the sequel, they again wanted to find a proper name for the character, and they finally settled simply on Turkey, spelled Turkie. This was shot during summer break between their junior and senior year of college.
Yeah.
Not surprised.
Not at all.
The original puppet for Turkey was designed and built by the director, Jordan Downey. He sculpted and built most of the puppet in the bathroom of his apartment at the time, which that is a huge undertaking. And then they burn it at the end. So like he probably had to have more than one.
Probably.
The first public screening for Thankskilling was at the Mary Scary Winter Horrorland Festival as part of the Sacramento Horror Fest. Somebody actually mentioned this in the Facebook group. I don't remember who it was, but apparently they were there at one of the first public screenings, which was really fun.
What? That's cool.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
The opening scene was originally written and planned to be much more extravagant, involving an entire Native American tribe and colonizer dinner scene, but time and money quickly ran out, and the scene was never shot. And as you notice through most of this movie, there's not a lot of extras, and that would have taken a lot of extras to do.
Yeah, a lot.
There are no deleted scenes for this film. The only scene they shot that didn't end up in the final film was a flashback dream sequence, completely improv'd on the set, where Darren runs through a cornfield.
Wow. Okay.
I want to see that so bad.
Me too.
I bet it was crazy. Auditions were held in the director's garage.
Which is probably where they found that book, honestly.
Yep. The budget for the special effects was only a few $100s, which is insane for what they pull off. Like, trust me, this movie does not look expensive, but like, as someone who made movies for this amount of money, what they pull off with a couple $100 is wild.
Yeah.
But that's also why we don't see a lot of bodies. Because, anyway. So only the original head of the turkey puppet remains. The rest of the body and additional heads were destroyed in the making of the film. The original mold has since been destroyed as well.
Oh, no.
Yes. Now, oddly enough, we have some connection to how this movie did get its biggest audience since its release in 2009. And that's when Rooster Teeth's Achievement Hunter gave the movie its biggest audience on their platform as like a special like screening for theater mode.
Nice.
I don't know if it was before the Achievement Hunter Rooster Teeth merger. I think it was after. That sounds like a later Rooster Teeth thing. I'm not 100%. But before deciding on the title Thankskilling, Kevin Stewart and Jordan Downey tossed around another idea for a holiday slasher set during Easter called Eggstravakill.
What?
Give them money. Like, why? That's so stupid and I love it. Todd, do you want to take a stab at how long it took to shoot this movie?
8 days.
Oh, you're very close. 11 days.
Oh, shit. Yeah, okay.
11 days.
Yeah, it felt very quick.
Yes. Ryan E. Francis, who plays Darren in the movie, is the drummer for a band called Overrated, and one of their songs could be heard on the radio where the kids are in the Jeep.
All right.
I'll end on this one. The creators, pretty forward-thinking, also copyrighted the title Death Turkey as a potential title for an overseas release in countries that don't celebrate Thanksgiving.
Man, they went into this like, oh, guys, we have a hit on our hands. We're going to have to like copyright this overseas because this is definitely getting an international release.
100%. And those are your fun facts.
Well, thank you for those fun facts page. And I think this might not need to be said, but this movie did not get a box office release. I do have what Wikipedia says is the budget, guys. This is not the most reliable of sources. I kind of hate using Wikipedia, but it's the only place I could find it.
Sure.
Paige, do you have a guess as to how much it was?
So the number I read, because it was spoiled for me, the number I read is $3,500.
That is what it is.
Yes.
Which is pretty crazy, right? Like $3,500. I've done movies like this.
Yeah.
That we spent way more than that.
My final project in Film Production 101 cost $800 and it was 12 minutes long. So like $3,500 to actually get this level of production is actually very impressive.
Yeah,
it's hard to do.
That's pretty impressive. Now, I would assume that they were using the school's cameras and stuff like that.
I hope so, because that was the most expensive part of my production was lights and cameras.
Yeah, and
stuff.
tapes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I remember. But if you just had $3,500 for inflation, that's roughly $5,400 today. So $5,400 today. Still pretty cheap, right? Obviously. It did not get a theatrical release, though. So that is where the box office train ends.
To give you an idea, I rattled the idea around my head of filming the cold open of my pilot, which is 3 pages. And it's budgeted at about 10 grand, the lowest possible cost to do it. And that's literally with calling in every favor I had. Yeah, all that to say, 3 pages, 10 grand.
Yeah.
So like to make a whole ass movie for 5 grand, nuts. That's the same way I feel about The Endless, which is 50 grand. And like looks fucking incredible for 50 grand.
Oh man, how dare you bring The Endless up in this movie?
The drone work in The Endless, I swear.
Oh, yeah, but no, those two guys are amazing with a low budget.
Yeah.
This college film student production is not amazing. I'll just say it that way.
A for effort.
Yes. I think everyone should get together and do a movie with their friends because it's fun as hell. But it's a lot of work and it's hard. It's a hard job.
Yep.
Anyway, Paige, that's the box office. Do you want to hit us with that scary scale?
Sure. Our scary scale is a scale of 1 to 10 for how scary we found the film today, with 1 being Ghostbusters and 10 being Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Todd, how hungry are you for the fear of the turkey?
This is definitely a 1 for me on the scary scale and also the hunger fear scale, which I think is new.
Sure.
But it's largely just because I came from a dinner that I was hosting. So I ate quite a lot.
Yeah, it's going to be a 1 for me as well. But don't think I won't spatchcock that bird. And that's your scary scale.
Paige, your husband's in the next room. You should not be hitting on me. But maybe I don't know what spatchcocking is.
I don't think you do.
But Paige, this week you made us watch Thankskilling.
No, technically everyone in the group asked for it. Todd read those and then was like, what if we did this? And I was like, I've never seen it. Sure. So if that is me making you watch it, then sure.
That sounds like it. That sounds like you made me watch it. Yeah. So Paige, what are you making me watch next week? And honestly, the homework we're assigning all the listeners.
I'm actually very excited about this. I watched this movie a few years ago and really wanted to do it when I first joined the pod, but it was not widely available streaming at the time. But now it is. I double checked today. So your homework for next week is Blood Quantum. It is an indigenous zombie movie and it's awesome. And I'm excited to finally watch it with all of you. It is great. So watch Blood Quantum for next week.
Back when the pod had a Discord before that craziness and before we restarted it but didn't tell anybody, that was one of those movies that was like the Discord was trying to get a listener request to win.
I was trying, whenever people would like put it in for listener request, I'd be like, yes, please.
Yeah, I remember when that came out because there was a like loyal fan group in the Discord that was like coordinating votes. It was honestly a lot of fun to see. Anyway.
Yes. I'm glad we're finally doing it.
Me
Blood
too.
Quantum.
Yeah, I'm sure that they're looking forward to it. Anyway, that's your homework for next week, guys.
Hey, do you have any reviews for us, Todd?
I do. This week, I'm going to read one of our most recent Spotify comments that came out on our Halloween, The Curse of Michael Myers. A lot of them were in the vein of 400 episodes. Congrats, y'all, thank you so much. That's very kind. Yeah, but that's, we got a lot of those. Let me read one of them that's not that.
I did get a couple comments from people that were like, every question you had is answered in the producer's cut, but not in a satisfactory way. Like not in a way that will make you happy.
I'll read that one because that's what I was getting to. So this is from King Spearman, and they say, as I recently just finished watching the entirety of the Halloween franchise for my October marathon, including a double viewing of this one in honor of Paige, I can confirm that the producer's cut ending still doesn't make any sense. King Spearman, thank you so much for that Spotify comment. And if you want to have me read your Spotify comment and 5-star Apple review, leave us one of those things and I'll do just that. Paige, what were you saying?
Double watching that one in my honor is maybe the funniest thing anyone could have done.
People love you, Paige. They will watch terrible movies more than once.
Thank you.
In the same month.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
So guys, if you like this show but want to hear Paige and I talk about romantic comedies or just regular romantic movies, check out our other podcast. Some might call it a sister podcast called Romancing the Pod, where we do just that weekly. It's a lot like this show, but for romance and romantic comedies because Paige doesn't like them. So we make her watch them, just like you guys make me watch horror over here. But if you want to follow me, I am at Todd J. Awesome on all the social media. Paige is at Rampage Wesley on Instagram?
Yes, and TikTok.
And just Paige Wesley on Twitter because you got that before some CEO lady and she wanted it, but you wouldn't give it back, and I respect you for that.
Refuse.
Also, Paige
Suck it, other Paige Wesley.
Paige is also on another podcast. It's great. You should check it out. It's called Cult Podcast with Armando Torres, who is a wonderful person. And guys, we got a P.O. box. So if you want to send us some love letters or whatever you might send to a P.O. box, it's actually not a P.O. box. It's like a regular street address. It's pretty awesome. It's 6688 Nolensville Road, number 108-34, Brentwood, Tennessee 37027. So send us some stuff. And if you want to support this show, go to Patreon at patreon.com/horrorvirgin, where there are a lot of great levels and a lot of great things. We do the Patreon shout outs at the beginning of every episode. We do listener requests, stuff like that, bonus episodes. So you'll be getting all of that content, plus episodes a day early with no ads, and who doesn't love that? So sign up for the Patreon and get a lot of great stuff.
That's going to be it for us, you guys. I'm Paige.
And I'm your horror virgin, Todd.
Keep it ooky spooky.
Yeah, have an amazing week, guys. Bye! Don't touch my giblets, nerds!